Okay, so we are recording. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate it. So I am an integrative nutrition health coach. That just means that I have a little bit more training in nutrition, but I can really focus on any area of health coaching. So I'm going to kind of go over what health coaching or wellness consulting is. And then if anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer them. So I always say that health coaching is like therapy for your behavior and your health. So like you would meet with a therapist to discuss your mental health and wellness, you would meet with a health coach or a wellness consultant to discuss behaviors that you wanted to change. So say that you wanted to quit smoking, a health coach could help you do that. Or if you wanted to lose weight by trying a certain diet, or you wanted to you were very stressed out and you wanted to focus on stress relief, a health coach can help you with that. So there are kind of two main focuses in health coaching. It's primary and secondary food. So primary food is everything that's not on your plate. So your relationships, your social life, your education, your spiritual health, your mental health, your emotions, anything like that, because they really have the most effect on your health. Most people think that your secondary food or your nutrition has the highest effect on everything, but really those things that make up the primary food are the biggest deterrence in you moving forward and taking healthy steps in a more positive direction. So really, if I were your coach, I would work with you on creating behavior changes that you wanted to see, like stress relief or changing your diet or exercising more. And we would base it on things that you already know or do in your daily life. And we would focus on one thing at a time because, you try to change too many things at once and it's going to fail. You can't cut out sugar and start exercising every single day and stop drinking, cut out all your bad habits at once. Your body is going to, crave those things and you're not going to be able to do everything at one time. So it's really about making gradual changes in small increments to help to create a change that is going to stay and you're not going to revert to your old ways. So an example from a real life client that I currently have, they struggled with stressors in their daily life. They didn't really have any ways of regulating stress. So we discussed different things that they knew of that helped other people with their stress. We focused on one thing that was a very small thing that they could add into their everyday. So they picked deep breathing. So they were going to do 1 minute of deep breathing in the morning, in the afternoon, and before bed to kind of calm themselves down and talk themselves down off of their stressors. They incorporated that and they've been doing it now for 3 weeks. I just had a check-in with them yesterday and they actually said that they had a major life event happen over the weekend. And they used that deep breathing technique and they were like, it really helped me through. So thank you for that. So just small things like that. It's nice and easy. You can work it into your everyday schedule. And it's not something to be scared about. I think that a lot of the deterrent for people signing up for health coaching or wellness consulting is that they are nervous about getting started. You know, it's hard to meet with someone and talk about things that you may or may not like about yourself, or that you might want to change about yourself. You know, it's really difficult to kind of like pour your heart out to someone. But it's not scary. I promise I'm nice. And it's much easier than you think. You know, we're not gonna make huge life changes in one session. It's something that takes place over the course of many weeks. It's something that's personalizable to you. You know, if you only want to do a half-hour session, if you would rather do an hour, if you want to do weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, it's something that's totally personalized to you and your schedule, which is also making it as easy as possible for the client. Another thing that really helps facilitate the change is that it's using something that you already know or might do in your daily life. So if you are, you know, super stressed out, or you are a smoker and you want to quit smoking, you know, everyone knows different ways that you can stop doing the bad habits. It's just hard to put them in motion. And sometimes you need someone to work with you to think of a way that it would make it easier, you know, like breaking down the big things that you know you need to do into a one step at a time. So at this point, I wanted to open the floor. If anybody had any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them. Or if you don't want to ask out loud, you can also send it in the chat. And then if nobody has any questions, I could do like a sample coaching session if someone wanted to work through that. Just like a 2 or 3 minutes, talk about yourself, something that is kind of bothering you, and we can kind of discuss a way to make a change, just kind of so you like get the feel for it.
I'll go.
Okay.
I need to work on finding time to slow down and for myself
Okay. So,
because I have lots of kids.
okay. So tell me a little bit more about like your daily schedule.
Let's see, I'm up at 5:30 a.m. to get myself together before waking my two toddlers up to get them out the door into school and daycare before going into work. And then I'm work all day and I leave at 5. It takes me almost an hour to get home. By the time I get home, it's make dinner, bath time, whatever I have to go through book bag time. And then before I know it, it's time for bed and try to squeeze in a gym session if I can.
Okay. So super packed day. And then do you take any time for yourself on the weekends, or do the weekends also kind
I've
of
recently started to every Saturday and Sunday. My daycare has has a daycare there. So I do take my kids with me, but I go when I work out. Every Saturday and Sunday, I make a time that I'm going to the gym. That's my
okay.
new, I just started this a couple weeks ago.
Okay. And do you enjoy going to the gym?
I do. It's a big time stress relief.
Okay. So you said that you try to work gym time like into the week. Do you enjoy the time that you are at the gym throughout the week, or does it just kind of feel stressful because you have so much else to do when you get home?
Stressful because all I'm thinking about is the 110 things I should be doing instead of driving to the gym, like laundry, cleaning, folding laundry that I don't like doing.
Okay. So do you have any ideas of a way that you might want to like incorporate more time for yourself?
Just, I need to start making the time and just saying, forget all the other stuff. It's, you have to worry about you.
Okay. So it sounds like you know what you need to do. It's just that are having a packed schedule and it's hard for you to get to that. Would you be open to a suggestion?
Of course.
So something that I might suggest is since you already have the gym in your schedule throughout the week, and you really enjoy going on the weekends, it might be helpful to kind of make a chore schedule for the other things that you have to do throughout the week so that when you do go to the gym, there's less that you're worrying about, and you can kind of just focus on your time there, focus on your well-being, the exercise, and just kind of enjoy yourself while you're there.
I could definitely do that.
Okay. Do you have support at home or is it just you?
No, I have support.
Okay.
So luckily, like when I want to go, my husband will bathe the kids or, get them ready for bed. It's just me in the morning because he leaves so early. So
Mhm. Okay, cool. So that's good that you guys kind of like take turns, like you have the morning and he has the evening. So that could also be something that could help you kind of like enjoy the gym, put your worries to the side, and just kind of relieve your stress by working out.
yes, yes, I could definitely do that.
Okay. So do you think that that is something that you want to try to start implementing?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay. So this is the point in I mean, this is just like a short example, and I know Jen, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like easier for us to talk to each other. Um,
Yes.
but this is the point, this would take place over the whole session, whether it's an hour or a half hour. And this is the point in the session where we would kind of make an action plan. So if Jen were really my client, or if any of you were my client, we would then take that suggestion or that next step that we kind of worked out together and figure out a way to put it in action over the next week, 2 weeks, month, however long it is until we meet again. And then at our next meeting, we would check in, see how that's going, and then kind of build off of that. Okay, so I'm reading this message. Do you mind if I read it out loud? Okay. So she said, I have a lot going on in my life right now. I find that when I think about joining a gym or a yoga class, I feel like I'm letting the people down that I should be visiting or spending time with. So I don't do it. And then I also even feel guilty about spending the money to do it. So that's definitely something that we could focus on. And again, everyone knows that it's important to take the time for yourself. Self-care is becoming something that is so widely talked about. But I think that there is, like you said, kind of a stigma around it because, people do feel guilty for taking the time for themselves. They do feel bad because they're not doing, like Jen said, like the chores that she has to do or spending time with loved ones. So that would be something that I definitely could talk to you about or help you with. And then just like a suggestion, you know, it's really difficult to say, okay, I'm going to take the time for myself. And this is where the health coaching kind of blends into like mental health a little bit. Um, you need that time for yourself, or else, you know, all the bad things start to come. You start to get more stressed out, you start to get more overwhelmed. You know, you're taking on the stressors of everyone else. And you just need to take the time to relax, find something that suits you, and just be with yourself and calm down, release the stress, re- stop thinking about everything so much. So that's where a gym or a yoga class could be good. But also, you know, if you're worried about like the time and the money side of things, you can also find something that feels more authentic to you, that's closer to home. So if you're interested in yoga, you know, there are thousands of yoga videos on YouTube from like beginner, intermediate, expert. So that's something that you could do. And yoga mats aren't too expensive if you wanted to just get a yoga mat and sit in front of the TV and do a YouTube yoga. Um, there are different ways. So, like you see, there are different ways that you can incorporate things while keeping your values and your concerns in sight. So, that's kind of what coaching is. It's working with you while keeping your values and your concerns, your top priorities all in sight. You know, we don't want to quit something entirely because you heard that it's good for you. Like they say, everything in moderation. um, you know, you're not going to cut something out completely. So like in your case, you know, you're not going to completely just drop everything and join the gym or join a yoga class, you know, because you have those values of spending time with others, keeping to a budget. You feel bad, you know, it's getting over the stigma of feeling bad spending time with yourself, while also keeping in mind that you do need the time for self-care and self-love. So those are just a couple examples. If anybody has any other questions, you can put them in the chat or you can email me. I will put my email in the chat. And yeah, so if anybody, you know, if that's it from everybody, that's kind of it from me. I won't hold anybody for any more time. You know, I've kind of said my little health coaching spiel. Obviously I love it, or I wouldn't be doing it. I really believe in it. I think it's something that could benefit everybody at some point in their life, you know. And even if you don't feel like you're making huge changes, sometimes it just feels really good to sit down with someone and talk to them about things that are going on in your life, you know, because sometimes we don't like to talk to our friends or our loved ones because we feel like we're burdening them. And that's what I'm here for. You know, I'm here to listen to you and take your concerns into account, and help you focus on making the positive changes that you want to see. And you shouldn't feel bad about any of that. So, yeah, that is health coaching in a nutshell. Thank you everybody for coming, and please feel free to reach out if you have any more questions or you're interested in signing up. Or even if you're not interested in signing up, I have tons of materials on things from gut health to stress relief to self-care, emotional regulation, anything. So if you're interested in any materials, you can also reach out to me. And then this recording is also going to be posted to the Morristown Spine Sports and Wellness Facebook. So if you have any questions later, you can always go back and rewatch or send it to somebody that you think might be interested. And I will also link my email to the post as well. So feel free to get in contact with me whenever. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. Thank you everybody so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And that is it. Have a great night.